after the couple days of PAX East. You know, people want to showcase all this new stuff. We're also able to display for the first time ever here at PAX East in person 2 new characters. We're going to be able to see Raider, the colossal 2-handed weapon specialist, and Iron Eye, the ranger, able to play around those bow mechanics. So a couple new things, even for folks who've seen all the content we've put out so far around NIGHTRAIN, there's still going to be more to see here exclusively for you here at PAX East. And it looks like we're getting into the run just now.
Yeah, Sweaty Andy's getting ready, but I don't think it'd be fair if Sweaty Andy was the only one getting something out of this experience. So for everyone here, you're locked in with him. If he ends up winning this run, you get very exclusive swag leaving the dome today. So you are locking in, once again, it's like a one-off.
Oh, pressure's on, Sweaty Eddie.
Here right now, so you'll be walking out if he ends up winning after the 3 days. So we're locked in, we're seeing how it goes. Let's hear it for Sweaty Andy and the team. Changes every time. Already know after day 1 you guys are going to be thinking, min-max, I can do this better. I would go to that camp, I go to this camp. The map changes. The sites of grace change. The way the zone comes in changes as well. And there's also random things that happen around the map, Jake.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we're able to display for the first time here is the random map events. So there can be bosses spawning in, there could be volcanoes erupting, meteors striking. Now our team's getting their first look at the map. Gonna have to make their early decisions. Spawning in here at level 1, they're very weak, right? You need to move quick into this early camp, try to farm some of these mobs, get some runes online, and get those level ups rolling, because every time you get stronger, right, it's gonna snowball you into the next camp and the next.
Now we'll zoom in here just to look at how things are looking on the UI. It's a little bit different from ELDEN and NIGHTRAIN. Its own separate game entirely. So your classes are actually gonna be towards the top left of the screen, and you can level those up by visiting churches all around the map. Towards the bottom, of course, you have your 2 armaments. You also have a space for consumables. I think you have a max of 4 to hold, but in this game, Jake, you actually use them a lot of the time.
Yeah, actually using the consumables is a nice feature of NIGHTRAIN. I didn't know you could really do that in FromSoft games. Me, myself, I've never used a consumable. I'm saving them for the next run. But of course, Raider here on your screen. This is one of the new characters we're able to showcase here at PAX. This colossal weapon specialist. Their first skill is like a retaliate. They're able to get in there and deliver some nasty blows with the punches, able to knock down foes and stagger them very aggressively. And the ultimate, you see that charging up there at the bottom. It's on that longer cooldown. It's going to summon a massive totem of stone into the fight. You can use that as a bit of terrain to fight around. It also gives an attack buff to all of your allies. So these skills and ultimates are totally new to NIGHTRAIN as a game in the series.
Wilder as well has a little bit of a cat whip to be able to traverse around and also pull enemies towards him. And then a really big kind of thrust as well when it comes to the ulti that does a little bit of stagger damage, a little bit of DPS. Also, Iron Eye, new to see as well. I think one of the most unique classes is available to play. A very big type of difference in gameplay experience, right, Jake?
Yeah, and you know, running bow builds has always been kind of awkward to make work in FromSoft games here in Elden Ring. But in this game, you don't have to worry about running out of arrows. You can play around that.
Whoa.
Mausoleum Knight, though, teleports straight into Iron Eye with the mark. That's going to increase damage taken on that enemy. You see that mark on the enemy, and they're able to just chop through that boss, no problem.
Fallen enemy as well that has an HP bar. If you take away a camp 2 that has a kind of community HP bar, you get a choice to make. So that's new weapons that have different just weapon ashes as well, or weapon arms at the same time as well. You have the choice of choosing buffs, so you can have better dodging, better buffs from taking flasks, just better DPS in general, movement speed. There's always a choice to make.
Yeah, and that's one of the key factors for NIGHTRAIN is you got to start thinking as your team comp, you know, based on which characters, which Night Bearers you've chosen, what's going to be your strategy? What's the Night Lord that you've chosen to face off against here at the end of the run? And you kind of want to be building towards that because that's really going to be the biggest difficulty spike of the run. And each boss attempt, you got to do a full run to get another shot at the boss. So really not much opportunity to mess up and come back. You want to be as strong as possible. Our group looks like they're already up to level 3, which is a pretty good spot for this early in the first day.
Still going for a few more camps to get this reversal. We had a chance to play it as well. It happens a lot. It takes a little bit to get used to. But once you have it, you can start scaling cliffs. If you see a space inside this map, if you point at it, it's in the circle, you can go there. If it's a really big cliff, you can climb it, you can fight at the church, you can go wherever the game lets you go. So it's really nice right now, climbing an elder line inside this camp. It's going to be a 3-on-1.
And we see the Raider popping this massive totem. It's going to give a damage buff to all the allies. It's also creating an opportunity. You can fight from this. Here we see Iron Eye taking the high ground, be able to shoot down from above. Pretty impactful. You see those arrows coming on down on the Elder Lion, and they're making Sweaty Eddie, man.
You got some ones watching this before. I haven't seen anything this clean yet, so if I'm you guys, I'm hyped. I think I'm into that swag today.
Yeah, I'm certainly feeling pretty good, but we're still early on. Like, this is just day one. So the way that NIGHTRAIN is structured, in the first day, you have you're farming up from level 1. Eventually, you're going to take on that first night when the circle closes. There's going to be a boss fight. You'll have one more day phase to level up, and then you're going to be on essentially a boss rush, 2 boss cycles in a row, and then you'll be playing that Night Lord. Of course, what the run is all about is being ready for that final boss.
Yeah, and I spend so much time reading and looking at, things that are happening in game. Leveling up especially, I feel like you look at guides for the builds you want to make. Jake, when I'm looking at things right now inside the game, if I'm at a site of grace leveling up, what's the system there? Do I have to put points in the specific trees? What's going on?
Yeah, so unlike other games in the franchise, you don't have to be worried too much about the super specific build, which I think is really nice, given that you're under a time crunch all the time in NIGHTRAIN. You're trying to move as quickly as possible through these camps. You're just leveling up overall, getting stronger on basically across the board with all of your stats. And then, of course, also those level ups are going to allow you to utilize better gear that you're able to find. If you're able to find those purple or orange rarity weapons throughout the run, you need to be leveled up to be able to use those. So it's a key factor for a lot of your growth. It looks like our party here is going to like to pass by that camp. Maybe we can take a listen in with Larkside here. Why are they doing this? What's their approach to this run?
We want to level up first, and these churches have an upgrade to the flask, like you get an extra charge. So that'll help us kill the boss and clear the camps. Because we have that extra survivability, so we're gonna not dive head first.
Yeah, I mean, they know there's a real foe waiting for them at the end of this run, so getting those blast upgrades is going to be crucial, give you a little bit more of a margin for error. Now coming back to the camp, and all these little decisions, right, play into the overall run, right? Yes, you're clearing these camps, but you also want to do it faster and faster, as quickly as you possibly can. But of course, if you do go down and end up dying in this day phase, you will be losing a level, which could be costly when it comes to the late game.
You see here the dynamicism of builds as well. Yes, Iron traditionally using that build, but you can pick up a lot of the ornaments you see all over the map. You can pick up stuff after the boss as well and really hone things down the way you like it. The her skills, you're able to just slide around and have a really big bow shot on the ultimate. Look at that damage. Oh my goodness, already a half HP. Again, a good push from the team.
Yeah, these Albinarak archers are getting absolutely chopped through. So our team making short work of these mini bosses. This camp is cleared. They're going to have another decision to make what loot they can go for.
Ooh, that big rarity.
Yeah, it could be an opportunity for them. Need to level up a little bit more to use that, but they're quite close to those level thresholds. So I think it's definitely something they can consider. And this is part of the fun of NIGHTRAIN, is that every run is going to be unique, like based on what gear you're offered. You might end up taking your build in an unexpected direction. Yes, there's sort of a natural direction for somebody like Iron Eye. You might want to be a ranged build. You can build a melee build if you want to. You have the freedom to make those adaptations. As they come here to this spirit tree, this is going to allow them to take hold of a spectral hawk, which allows them to traverse the map much more quickly along a predetermined path. And this also gives us a great visibility for the field, able to see that edge of night closing in.
The squad got some birds. Are they flying? Almost. And triangle. Gotta press it. There we go. And we're in the sky, and yeah, they're set on a kind of strict path. You can see that entire curving circle. What a good POV to kind of explain it. It'll keep constricting, keep pushing these guys towards the center. So even if you have an entire layout mapped out, the way that circle moves, you might have to change it, right? The camp you want could be in the storm. The site of grace you want could expire if it's outside the circle for too long. So you really have to be adaptive. You really have to keep moving.
Yeah, these adaptations are really the name of the game in this run. And anytime you see these little groups of enemies, I like that they're just cleaning them out, getting it done efficiently. There's another church up ahead that's going to be more flask upgrades. And so really deciding the way you want to prioritize your build is a key point in NIGHTRAIN as they move through this day and they try to get leveled up. And honestly, this run has been one of the cleanest we've seen, Shy. I mean, this looks like it's off to a great start for them. Tougher tests, of course, lie ahead, but they're getting very leveled. They're in a very strong position, I think, to make this run a potentially victorious one.
Yeah, some of the things we've seen in the past is people not being strong enough. You end up fighting the Night Lord or some of these other bosses. You just don't do damage, right? So you want to make sure you keep leveling up, keep that DPS scaling with your level over and over again. Other things too is not having the best items available to you. So the more camps you go through, the more risks you take, The more options you have, the better paths you can choose. So it's all about that. Now a big reveal in front of us. Fall damage does not exist inside NIGHTRAIN, so you don't have to worry about that. Now if you watch too much of it, right, I'm sorry, we're not responsible for any Elden Ring Ruin runs, or any Ruin speed runs after you leave the dome today.
Yeah, this is definitely a new feature for NIGHTRAIN, giving you some more options for map traversal. Iron Eye using that Spirit String to progress through the castle much more quickly. This is where the decision points come in. You see that the sky is starting to darken, moving toward dusk. You still have a bit of time to work with, but that time pressure is going to become a factor. So they want to get through this POI as quickly as possible, get to the top of the castle, fight any kind of challenging foes that they may find there.
Iron Eye has some big pockets. I saw a really big crossbow there for a second. So we are packing some big heat when it comes to weapons in every single person's pockets on these armors. You can hold 3, I believe, for each hand. So you have a lot of options for different portions of the game. Maybe you want to save something that's high target single DPS for the boss. Maybe you want something more AoE for some of the mobs that come in. You've got options, and it's changing all the time. So you're basically playing a brand new game every like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think one of the fun things about NIGHTRAIN is that, like, for me personally, whenever I play Elden Ring, it's like I have my build, I know like my favorite weapons to use. But I think one of the fun things about NIGHTRAIN is it's gonna force you to really change things up. And here that attack bonus totem coming in, just absolutely crushing through the Lordsworn Captain. Easy cleanup. You feel these levels really impacting the run so far. I'm just excited to see, like actually using different weapons every run, actually learning all these different movesets. I mean, there's such incredible depth in the Elden Ring universe. It's awesome to see people really exploring that more deeply in NIGHTRAIN.
Absolutely, you get exposed to so much. Again, chests available around the map as well, so if you're looters, you can also explore a bit, and that can get you loot that way. You might not get as much XP, but there's so many other weapons available. If you don't get your best choice, you can reach out a little bit, have your way, have knowledge on moving around the map as well, and get what you need every single time. So every type of player you are, if you're the combatant, if you're the explorer, if you're the boss guy, there's a little bit of something for you inside NIGHTRAIN.
Yeah, it looks like the team's able to grab a bit more loot here, grab a few more chests. And the really nice thing about NIGHTRAIN is you don't need to worry about equip load in this game. You can just stack it up with all these heavy weapons. You just play for the best stats possible and try to get all these little buffs up, stacking together. You're going to need them when it comes to facing off against the Night Lord. You may be a group of 3, but these bosses, believe me, they are scaled for the difficulty. They're going to make it tough, even with a fully stacked party.
So right now, Wilder, player you're seeing on the big pip on screen, went from a claymore to a curved forked sword, and now has a flail to use. So you're seeing the progression of weapons over and over again. We don't know what he's holding still in his inventory, but it's getting crazy.
That's a massive ulti shot there from Iron Eye to clear out all those mobs so quickly. And that ultimate is also going to give you hyper armor, allow you to tank through everything, putting out damage. So we see some more experienced players using these skills as like another way to dodge and evade attacks while still keeping on the offense. Iron Eye also puts a mark on enemies. Wilder doesn't have the ultimate available, just bringing the hurt straight to this Elder Lion. And I mean, this group is already so much stronger than they were when they first started.
Raider coming in, big damage as well. As this Elder Lion falls, I want to tune in with Luxury again. How are we feeling on this one? I feel like you guys are really strong here. They're locked in right now. Really making sure they're keeping up with staying away from the zone. You can't really swing on that storm whatsoever, so you got to get all the way past it. Can't traverse off the cliffs, but they'll choose to tank it just a little bit as they keep moving on.
Yeah, our PEX champion did go down in the storm, so they're going to respawn, but it's going to cost them a level. I think that run has gone so well, they do have a bit of a margin for error here. But it's definitely going to be tough.
HP
Larxa, yeah, Larxa and Arvanda have got to move quick here, got to get out of the storm. They have a few more heals to be able to tank through this, but man, it starts to hit hard later on in these runs. You got to be careful getting caught in the night.
So you mentioned it a bit there, Jake. That is not the end, right? When you end up going down in this game and no one's able to res you, just clarify again, what ends up happening?
Yeah, in the day phase, you will respawn. It'll just cost you a level, which is going to hurt your progression in the long run, but you can definitely recover the run after a death or two. The problem is if you do die during those nighttime boss phases, that is it. So you got to be very careful, making sure you're resing up your teammates, making sure you're not letting people go down. And Iron Eye, wow, really pushing it to the limit. 1 HP there, gonna heal up as they have a moment of reprieve from this night.
This circle's still closing. Another clip to run through. 2 flasks available. I mean, Raiders got to catch up. Almost in there now. Meeting the Flames. It's still going forward. Down to the last flask. What I see needs to find something.
Out of the frying pan into the fire. This final ring is going to be the boss arena for the first night. So there's waves of mobs are going to spawn. Hopefully our team can clear through them without much of a problem. But the boss fight is a serious threat. If you go down here, the run is in jeopardy.
I mean, the run might already be in jeopardy. Let's just tune in and see the heals for every single person coming into the storm. I don't think these will be replenished as the boss starts. So these guys are locked into what they have. 0 flasks on the Raider. Tuna with Sweaty Andy has 5. Kind of has to be the carry, I guess. Micah from Bandai also has 3. So I think it's just launched up for now. Who's going to be locked to no heals. The front line tank having no HP. Let's see how it works out.
Yeah, they do have good damage, good levels though on Iron Eye and Raider, so it's still a winnable fight. And if you do go down, right, there's still the opportunity to res your teammates if they're in that down state. You do so by attacking them. And here the Bellberry Hunter, oh, this is a scary boss.
Down already, off rip. Haven't seen this one yet. 2v1 for the Bellberry Hunter. Now you can't pick up your down teammates just by attacking them. When there is a boss though in front of you, attacking teammates takes frames, takes time. You have to be super careful.
Yeah, the Bellberry Hunter honestly has one of the scariest movesets in the game. This is a very difficult boss to be facing on night 1. See if our team can fight through it though. They are pretty level, they're in a good spot, a lot of experience. But you can see, you've got to give respect to the Bellberry Hunter. Iron Eye though, really able to deal the damage right now from range.
Seeing the aura of this man just walk forward, control that sword. Good dodges there again. From the Wilder, coming in with an enhanced sword again, more dodges. Keeping the explosive 1 HP, flash available, get back up, it looks good.
That was actually Wilder's passive there. When you take a lethal hit, you do survive that lethal hit, but it's on a very long cooldown, so you won't have another one of those for quite a while, at least through this nighttime boss phase at all. Bellberry Hunter, though, looks to be a little bit mobility limited, though, so Iron Eye able to put in a lot of damage. However, the aggression is scary. You've got to watch out for this Flying Sword. It's so difficult to dodge this moveset.
They're playing as a Smash character where they're just setting traps on the stage to call back. Skill mark is up. And yeah, you mentioned that the mobility from the Bellberry Hunter, guys just aura forming a bit too much. But it looks cool, right? It's kind of worth it. Here comes the Super Sword spin over to one of the sides. The champion dodging it again. Raider going down. And you see every time you go down, it takes 4 hits to bring you back up. But because of all the, once again, swag this guy keeps just allocating as he moves forward, there's time for each character to get back up.
Yeah, and Iron Eye is really able to make the most of this fight, though. Able to just pump damage from range, not having to deal with all the attacks from the Bellberry Hunter. So the rest of the team creating those opportunities. We see the Hunter coming, trying to chase down that archer. Here's the ultimate ability. This could be a finish on the night 1 boss. Still a bit of HP to get through, though.
5% kind of left. Down to 2 things could go wrong, but it's fine.
Yeah, this is a big moment in every run, right? When you take down these bigger bosses, that's going to be bigger loot and bigger decisions to make in the run. You can decide out which kind of powerful buff you want and sort of the direction you want your build to go.
Yeah, right now, blood loss in the vicinity kind of increases attack power, so when it comes to Iron Eye, looking for blood weapons or any weapons that have that effect is going to help the build, right? So now, from night to night, from night to day, you can hone in, see what you're doing. It's not completely random, and people that make the right choices end up doing even more damage.
You have the opportunity to scale and talk with your teammates about the build. Larcha, I'm curious what you're thinking coming into this day 2. How do you feel the run is going, and do you have any sort of bigger strategy coming into this day?
So, well, I have to say this class is really fun. Like, is this one called Raider, I think?
Yeah, it's Raider.
Yeah, it's so sick. And you have a cool helmet, so. But yeah, I mean, I think we're doing really well. Like, we have very good weapons, so I'm confident that we'll make it through to the end.
Nice. Let's hear it for Larcha. Let's hear it for the team.
Yeah, in this day 2 phase, much like day 1, although with how much more strength they've accrued, you can see they're kind of getting through these camps a lot more quickly. So I think there's a little bit of opportunity to take bigger risks, to challenge bigger points of interest, and try to get even more farm, because each one of these levels are going to be more and more expensive as you level up. So as you want to maximize your power, you got to start pushing the limit of what your characters, what your builds can do. You can see our team is moving really quick through these Albinauric archers.
speed at which these guys are dropping down this DPS genuinely has not been seen before inside this dome. Again, a win from Sweaty Andy all the way to Where's the Night Lord gives you guys that exclusive swag. He's getting close. I mean, this is a good one.
Yeah, the Mounted Archer, though, could be a bit of an annoying foe. Our team is splitting up right now, clearing all the ads off this camp. Looks like Raider looking to get stuck in on this action, able to bring that damage. You can see even the boss health bar going down pretty quick. Our team's not even deploying ultimates, right? It's playing with a lot of confidence here in this fight.
Make sure to save it for maybe a big bad that might just be down the river. Again, everything randomized when it comes to the map. The mob spawns will all be different every single time you play. The characters you're jumping in with as well, every single one, depending on what you choose. That also alters the gameplay entirely.
And pinned in the corner and cleaned up, more loot for our squad. They have an opportunity to take some extra buffs coming on into that next fight. Opportunity to grab, looks like a purple rarity weapon there. They want to go that direction. And it looks like our squad's starting to get very looted. As Archer said, great weapons, great armor. I mean, moving up onto that field. Still, a lot of charging more consumables for coming into those later boss fights, because remember, they have some very tough tests ahead.
They got 2 people with the Frost Stomp. Any fans of Frost Stomp inside the building? Alright, a few icy people. I'd like to see it.
The pre-nerf Frost on went a little bit, but you know, still powerful, right? Like, be able to get those status effects so important, especially with a 3-player team. I think, you know, when you're playing with your friends, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to synergize your build and come up with like a different way to play based on how the run is going. Do you want to focus and like stack up those status effects, go for different directions? There's even some of the Nightfarers get to interact uniquely with those different magic effects. So it's definitely something we'll hope to see throughout the day as we check out more characters. And here's an Everjail. I wonder if they're going to open this one up with the Stone Sword key they found.
Yeah, they do have a Stone Sword key on Iron Eye. You can go for these optional Everjails, and then we'll see exactly what spawns in. Stallions, 3 of them that we'll see as the fight. These are tanky and hard to hit.
This fight is so annoying as a single. At least as a triple, you know, you can split up some of the aggro. Use that Raider ultimate, providing that damage boost to the team, a position from which to fight if you want to on Iron Eye. But they're getting through this boss fight very quickly, and I mean, as long as they keep this pace, they should be on par to really take down the Nightfarer.
More spins, more dodges. One person takes aggro. The Raider comes back in. Has some gloves. Steel on, spiky with it.
Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity to showcase, you know, all the different weapon arts, the different options you have in the build, and the spear with a Stallion is the worst. This thing, I always focus this one down first when I'm playing the base game. It's so aggressive, but they're able to finish this fight off and grab some extra loot.
Great 10,000 loot. We're pushing forward. This team is looking so good. Yeah, when you beat a camp as well, side evasion spawn right there for you, so no need to hunt down a level up. Kind of taking away the tedious portions of, you know, the traveling in the game, so everything's really streamlined.
Yeah, and you're able to move more quickly onto the next POI, try to find more tough tests. I think our group should be feeling pretty good. I mean, this run has gone pretty much as well as can be expected. Level 8, level 9. If they can get up to level 10 or level 11, they're in a great spot to take on that final boss. And of course, they still have the Night 2 boss to challenge.
A few more steps in their way. Look how fast they take out bombs now. I mean, this arrow shot was doing like 3% damage, and now it's just taking people out in 1. They dropped down to a tunnel. We know a boss can spawn down here. Let's see what the flavor of the day is so far. It's a Mausoleum Knight once again. Let's see how fast they can take one out on day number 2.
Yeah, it's just a radical difference in how strong they are. Nice backstab there from Wilder.
Wow.
All over the crossbow. Great cleanup.
Backstab falls down and hit him while he's down too. There's no respect when it comes to enemies inside NIGHTRAIN. Keep it rocking, but again, right? Every decision going to take up a little bit of time. You want to streamline this. Make sure you're playing where you want to go. So we plan on the mini map, open up things from one side, and get back out of the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, this is the challenge, right, with the dynamic map, is you got to just read the scenario, make your decisions as quickly as possible, decide where to head next, and stay coordinated, of course, with your teammates. You know, we've seen teams split up and really runs fall apart from that. So he drops down into the pit. I wonder if they're going to fight the crab or pass by. These enemies can be pretty annoying. The base game feels like Iron Eye is like, I don't want that smoke. The crab is a serious foe.
And the last mistake they made was actually going for a camp. That they finished pretty quickly, but you saw the circle come in. They can't fight the circle, and they lost heals to it. So this time, focusing on getting center zone if they can. Some of those battle royale mechanics coming in. and then trying to find fights there. But again, they're going to be skipping on the crab. They're skipping on some of these jellyfish as well, making it over towards another spot where there's going to be a mini boss spawned in.
Yeah, I think this is smart. You know, when you're this strong, you want to fight this boss, and it's a red wolf. So if they see if they can deal with the magic in this enclosed arena, it's difficult to take down as he just blasts through those instant knocks on Iron Eye.
Only the first knock, though, so can get back up. The rest of the team, though, has to lock in for this one.
Red Wolf, very dangerous spellcasting boss. They need to nuke it with everything they've got. They're trying to get the staggers. Here it comes. One of the big changes, though, in NIGHTRAIN is that while an enemy's being critically hit, it can still be attacked. You can still be pumping that damage into it. So really the 3-player damage focus takes maximum effect here in this fight.
All the stomps coming in from 2 players. Also Frostbite, also Blood Loss coming in. Blood Loss with side actually gives you more damage. 2% of health kind of just left to make up the fight. Sneaky with it. Leaving, it's dead, it's still running away. Here's all the die. Running back in, finally.
Yeah, Sweaty Eddie, let's hear it for our fan playing up in front of y'all. Shout out to them for taking that risk.
Weapons as well to be able to grab everyone on the team, making even more high-tier decisions. These are the ones that really change up how these boss fights will look.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the highest I've seen taking on the Night Lord is like a level 11. So if this team can get to that threshold, that should set them up for success. But still, it's a difficult boss fight. Anyone who's played any From some game before knows any boss fight is never a guaranteed victory. You've got to play well in the moment.
We'll get some talismans up for grabs as well. These are kind of passive buffs that you can also collect, but we'll see what the team ends up taking. Everyone making a separate decision.
Yeah, this hammer is awesome on the Raider. That's so sick. I would not want to be on that.
Whoa! Hammer could also be different for this hammer because I know it has a very specific one. It's that ELDEN, but everything's randomized.
This is a dangerous place to walk around. This is the Castle of the Giants. They're very unhappy about the entrance of some visitors. Going to send them some nice welcoming presence there. Looks like our party's going to like to back off, find another POI, and be closer to center zone.
We lock it in. This is where the zone is taking us. Not much else left to farm. When you get to around level 10, level 11, like Jake was saying, it's kind of harder to min-max and find the big camps that give you a lot of runes and a lot of XP.
Yeah, you're still going to find some of those passive buffs, though, so I feel like you want to use every second of these daytimes, get absolutely as much as you can out of the map. There's still going to be one more shop even after this Night 2 boss, so there is that final opportunity to get those extra levels, to get last consumables that you can try to deploy against the Night Lord. And believe us, they're going to need it. As strong as our group looks, as good as they've been fighting so far, it's really the true question of the run is, can you finish the Night Lord?
We've got basically 2 melee characters kind of specking into Frost with the stomps. We've got Iron Eye on screen right now, who's really kind of going into that Blood Loss build. So we have a little bit of a dynamic range on every character, but everyone's using different weapons at the same time. You can really just spec anything you want into something else. And Tesla Spirit, outside its den, this thing can fly too. This is going to be a fun fight.
Oh wow, it's sick to see it like destroying the church there as it fights. Pretty sick, never before seen here in ELDEN NIGHTRAIN here at PAX East. And the Ancestor Spirit taking a lot of damage pressure, but it fights back, man. This is a serious boss, a foe to challenge. I think our group was probably pretty happy to find an enemy this strong they can grab some runes and loot from before they face off against the next couple bosses.
Yeah, that's not a glitch either, that's totem tech, right? So you spawn that totem in, kind of trapping the spirit between the wall and the totem as well. Really smart from the Raider. Moving after the back, Iron Eye taken down again. It's been a while since they've gone down, so that meter's still just on 1. 2 quick smacks of the hammer, she's right back up.
Yeah, I need to get Iron Eye back into the fight. This is like your main damage dealer, though, in the fight. The rest of the team wants to hold the aggro from the Ancestor Spirit. But this thing has some powerful range attacks. Nice dodge, though, by Larks on the Raider. Able to get through that fire. Now they're putting a lot of pressure. And the stagger just at the crucial moment. Massive, able to get the crit on the Ancestor Spirit there. Followed up with the ultimate from Wilder. That's that massive explosion you saw. And they are just running through this boss.
Yeah, Ancestor Spirit just looking like it should belong and stay inside the Ancestry. Maybe leave the living, the land of the living to the 3 players up on screen. 1% of HP, another jump hit, and this team is flawless somehow.
Yeah, they're in a great spot and some potentially legendary gear here. Opportunity, a survival from death is a pretty massive consumable, right? Especially for a raider who wants to dive in, be super aggressive. So it's like a legendary consumable. I haven't even seen that one before. I mean, this just goes to show that in NIGHTRAIN, there's always going to be something new to explore and discover. And this is still not even like all the content from the final game. There's going to be more characters, more Night Lords to face off against.
Again, you guys are seeing this item for the first time. I haven't seen it in the trailer. We've ran this game like a lot of times behind the scenes as well. Everything here we're looking at is brand new. I haven't even seen this hammer inside the game. So again, you want to take pictures, you want to see what's up, you definitely can. Post it where you want as well. We'll keep hyping it up. This game is not over. We're about 3/4 of the way through, maybe even half when it comes to how long these boss fights take. We're still locked in. And Sweaty Andy, not only playing for himself, playing for y'all too, as he rocks his
showing up where it matters most, and this was like maybe the best run we've seen yet, frankly. I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot of failed runs so far, Shai. I think this could be the one to deliver our first victory here at PAX. The Lord Sword Captain is a big health bar, but I think it's going to go down pretty quick.
Yeah, as long as we just get that little bit of stagger in, there it is. I'm watching the NIGHTRAIN factory right now, and the products look good.
Yeah, pretty massive performance so far in this fight. Just exactly what they need.
Another key?
Yeah. See if they can find another Evergel to use and level up. Although night is falling, you see this map, there's not so much opportunity left on it. You've really got to make your last decisions, grab what loot you can. We're coming towards that second night boss fight, which is going to be the penultimate test for our squad.
Yeah, so Sweaty Andy's playing Wilder on screen right now, just as we go into these final moments. You have Micah locking in as well with the Iron Eye. And of course, Larkshan is there with the big hammer on Raiders, so you know who all your characters are. They have a shop here as well to be able to pick everything up. You can upgrade your weapons as you rock through as well. It's going to be huge. Yeah, make sure that hammer is as sharp as it can be.
Yeah, to use those smithing stones, get stronger. I mean, it's one of the options you can buy. You got to decide, do you want to go for the next level up? Do you want to try to get consumables, take a weapon buff? You know, there's all these choices to make throughout the run, and you don't even know when you're going to find that Spectral Merchant, when you're going to have the opportunity to deploy that skill.
Whoa, map looking kind of nice as well. Again, it's randomized every single time when it comes to what you're looking at, when it comes to reversal. So the way these guys are plotting their map out, the way the circle's kind of going down, the arena is different every single time. When it comes to the boss, yes, you'll have a little bit of open space, but there's going to be stuff you have to work around every single time.
Yeah, let's see what the boss is going to be. Of course, there's going to be a few waves of mobs to clear. Wait till we see what that boss is, though, to decide, I think, how confident we can be in our squad. I have a lot of faith in them here. I think they're not going to fall here. I think they're going to deal with this Night 2 boss no problem. The Night Lord, though, I'm going to reserve my judgment. We've seen a lot of strong teams fall at the hands of the Night Lord. It's the most dangerous foe at all of the run, so really the one you need to be most prepared for, have all your consumables ready for.
Quick work of the mini-boss so far. Some mages tossing a little bit of fire across the way, but they'll go down fast too. Wow, great damage as well with this little bit of a hand axe here. Doing real good from Wilder. And as things spawn in, we lock in with the team. It's a tree cycle. Two cavalrymen. So a trio boss fight. I wonder how they handle this one.
Yeah, let's take a quick listen in from Larksa, see how they're dealing with this chaos.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite boss fights, but I think we're doing pretty well, honestly. We're down to
All right, team is confident. I mean, look at that. One cavalryman is almost already down. Looks like the group is splitting up, focusing down cavalrymen one by one. Larksa holding the aggro from this tree sentinel. This is a really well-played fight so far. Big power hits on the main boss as well. This is going fantastic for them with that damage buff from the Raider Tomb.
Yeah, tree sentinel already frostbitten down. You can see the projectors with an Iron Eye as well. You can kind of survey the whole battlefield, choose to use your goal. We're going to have close and personal. And it's looking good. Half HP down already.
Yeah, they still have a lot of heals left in the tank.
Spectrals.
Yeah, the Tree Sentinel going to summon some Spectral Riders for a charge. But our group's still looking healthy, still with a lot of resource left. Nice backstab there by Iron Eye, who's gone from built has strayed away from a bit of that ranged element. That's the freedom you have in NIGHTRAIN to kind of adapt to the circumstances around you, and they're going to be able to put out a lot of stackers with this much melee pressure.
I'm watching Sweaty Andy right now. Tree sentinel half HP. Make sure you dodge all the attacks all around. Big swing coming in from Larksa. The chain attacks are there. The stacker might be coming in. A big jump from the sentinel. Perfect dodge from all three players. It's about to go down. One more swing. No respect from the team. They just keep hitting him. And that horse freezes.
However, if they're able to be victorious here in this battle, y'all are all going to be leaving with some exclusive swag that cannot be gotten anywhere else. Also, I want to note, our fan up there, Sweaty Eddie, if you're able to get the win here today, you're going to be leaving with the first t-shirt that I defeated the Night Lord t-shirt, only available here at PAX East.
There's so many limited runs to this thing, so you guys are also basically witnessing an achievement that not many people get to have in beating this Night Lord before this game comes out, even in a month. And that prize we're talking about is a very special winner's ribbon. Again, only available at PAX East. You can attach it to your badge. You can frame it on a wall. But again, only if Andy wins do you get this ribbon. So again, support for Andy as he makes his round. See how he looks.
This is also a moment for our runners to decide, okay, like what are your consumables, what's your strategy, what's your pre-buff coming into this fight. This is where you're going to face the Night Lord. This is your last moment of reprieve. Through this door is the boss arena. And of course, the star of every FromSoft game, the evil enemy you got to fight at the end.
Looks beautiful, by the way. A lot of courts as well. The whole team's with you. From this perspective as well, they're all kind of pushing their all against the wall individually. No more days, no more farming mobs, just one boss cycle left.
Now on the other side of this door waits, of course, the toughest test, the one they've been preparing for throughout this entire run. I think our runners have done immaculately well. They're about as strong as they possibly could be, but they're going to need everything. I mean, honestly, Shike, we have not seen a successful run yet. This is a very difficult boss. Very few people have managed to take it to the limit and come out and escape the other side.
I want to see a win. Who else wants to see a win here at PAX East? Beautiful. Looks beautiful. We tap in. The team's there. They've crossed to the other side. And on that side, Jake, what do we see?
This is that final boss arena. Soon to arrive, though, the Night Lord.
It's going to be Gladius, the Beast of Night. Triple-headed lightning dog that has a sword that can swing on a chain. It's going to be hard for everyone to be able to dodge roll past this one. You got to be locked in on all sides. Iron Eye and up close and personal as well. Perfect dodges from the entire team. No one taking any damage yet. They're making good work of this thing so far in terms of evading pressure, but where's the DPS with the community to see some damage?
Yeah, this boss is so incredibly tanky. It's going to be a long fight. Here's the totem coming out from Raider. This is going to put that damage buff on everyone, create an opportunity to play off that bit of terrain. Could help you with some of the evasion. Gladius, though, hitting these big attacks. Still pressure coming in. Larsa getting aggressive here, trying to dodge roll past everything.
Sword will do damage, so you have to be very careful when it comes to making decisions. Big hit taken. Just one, your whole HP bar going down. That's one flash taken away. 28.
Yeah, and of course, not getting good help. This is far from over. They get the full stagger, though. Opportunity. The crit from Iron Eye. Everyone else gets a few seconds to just pump as much damage as possible into this boss. And you don't want to give it any opportunity to strike back. A couple of hits coming in. I think the group is going to be feeling good about all their flash upgrades, though. They've got a lot of heals in the tank.
And he's taking a few hits. I'm wondering if Gladius is liking what this group is doing. I'm wondering if Gladius has any plans to deal with 3 players. 3 heads up right now. And suddenly, a Howl in the Night, and we split into 3 different bosses that the team has to take care of. So, are we 1v1ing? Are we 2v1ing a boss? Is there someone taking aggro? The entire team needs to make that decision right now.
Oh man, all 3 times just immediately aggroed Larsa. She's just got a kite, absolutely falling back. I think we've seen a lot of teams try to split into 3 1v1, so everybody has their own boss to dodge. But man, controlling the chaos in this arena is not easy to do, even if that's your goal. See how the group tends to fight this one out. They don't have any of their ultimates available. This is just classic FromSoft energy, gonna just dip, dodge, duck, and dive.
On the other side of things, Michael from Bandai also dodging as much as they can. 3 dogs now hurting to one spot. If you thought taking care of a puppy is difficult, imagine a thunderous beast that has a triple personality. I mean, this thing will not listen to you. You want 3 1v1s? It might not care. Split back now into the boss in a different phase with new attacks, more lunges, faster swords. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, and our Raider has still trying to stay aggressive, trying to get the staggers. Iron Eye has spec'd to a melee, though got hit with a nasty grab. Is going to get absolutely pummeled there and is down now. So our team needs to find the opportunity to get that res in. Need to be able to clean that one up. Seems like Wilder is going to be able to get them back up. Each time you go down, though, it's going to be more difficult to bring you back into the fight, more costly in terms of attacks, stamina, and time. And man, Gladius is enraged right now, bringing a lot of aggression to the fight, even under Frostbite.
Stat check for every single player. 2 flasks left now for Sweaty Andy. On screen, we go to Micah. 3 flasks left for him as well. Back over to Larsha. 2 flasks left. So it's taking about half their heals to get into half HP. And now he's split into 3. More than half of work to be done here for the team. It's going to be tough again. How do you survive this one? Nice dodge from Larsha again. Moving in, hit by a different dog. You have to have eyes on all sides of your face for this one.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be. Lark's up with her last heal deployed now, trying to fight this one out as well as they can. Dodging is critical at this point. Every resource is going to count. Lark's up very low in potentially some serious danger. Is going to go down. It's up now to Iron Eye and Wilder trying to get this rest. Nice grip from Wilder though, putting a little bit of pressure on their dog, delaying it just a bit. Seems like the split shouldn't last too much longer. Incredibly well fought.
You can't get that res up from range if you're not under pressure. So good from Sweaty Andy to take that pressure, deal damage to these dogs, and force them back.
And Wilder has the ultimate. Let's see if they want to deploy it here on Gladius. Find the opportunity. Here it comes. Closing strike there. Seems like Gladius had other plans dipped out in the last second. Consumables available. Whoa! Full confidence. Freaking emotion at that moment. Great read though by Sweaty Andy, who's fighting us incredibly well on Wilder.
You can see a lot of new movesets coming in on kind of the phase 2 of this boss. Big swing again. Close range to a long one. Dodged perfectly by the team.
Yeah, we got the totem available for Wilder. If Larsa wants to deploy this, here it comes. Bringing it up in the middle of the fight here. Massive damage, creating a new position for Iron Eye to fight from. And this buff, this could be what they need to get it over the line. Gladius is low, he's going to split one last time. Uh-oh, they're low on resources.
Be careful on all sides of this one. No possibility left. Have to dodge perfectly. Have to keep track of every single dog. Another one from the backside. A perfect dodge from Larsha again. We tune in with Sweaty Andy doing damage. Making sure the pressure that Larsha is soaking up is not going to waste every single time that dog's not looking. He's taking shots, but 2 against the Sweaty Andy. Gotta be careful here. Another nice dodge. Oh my goodness.
Larsa goes down. It's a 2-on-1 here. The dogs have other opportunities. Still trying to fight this one out. No heals left for Iron Eye.
Down to 1.
Down to 1. Trying to solo this. Trying to bring it back. Are they going to be able to deploy any kind of resurrector? Trying to get Sweaty Andy back into the race. Standing up the ultimate. Gladius putting a bit of damage now against the stagger. You still have a ways to go in this health bar though. These last few seconds are critical. They're trying to get the res onto Larsa at the same moment. Iron Eye is holding this out beautifully, and the dog returns into 3. Can they finish off Gladius there? They're out of resources. They need everything.
After perfect dodge now, every single member up from the team, ready for the last fight. Let's hear it for them. Goes down. Gonna be able to get him back up with that bow though, just shortly, I hope. One person going down. It's all up to Sweaty Andy on screen.
Come on, Sweaty Andy. Can you get the res? Got to dodge his attack.
Oh!
That's our massive.
Oh! Going for the hits, going for the hits. Time for the HP left. Big swings. Gotta be careful. Nice dodge again. This is tough. You have to hit this guy so many times to get back up. Larsha needs so many hits.
Oh, another split. They're splitting again. Bax, they need your energy. Let them hear it. Do you think they can?
Triple dog attack. Sweaty Andy's down. All of fire. Gladius low HP.
Micah, 3-on-1. Can you make this happen in the critical moment under incredible pressure? Getting the mark onto this dog, trying to just finish it off solo. It's so close.
Down to 1 hit. Micah's still ready. No swipe. That is one run of Elden Ring Night Rain. A single run. So when it comes to the map, it changes. The heroes, you get picked. You can scan that QR code, pre-order now on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever platform of your choice, and find your journey inside the ring. Thank you so much for watching again. Congratulations to Sweaty Andy. Let's hear it for him. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. This Night Lord, you get an exclusive t-shirt that says I defeated the Night Lord. We lock it in here as well. See what's up. You guys get to see that achievement. And again, if he ends up with this win, you walk out with that winner's swag. No pressure, just a big Night Lord to face.
It is truly a challenging fight. A lot of chaotic attacks.
And we lock it in. Now this boss, I believe at this point now, has a clear rate of like 1 in 8, which is close to like maybe 12% or something.
Yeah, like 15 or something like that. It is a tough fight.
We have failed over and over. This team looks strong though again. Sometimes at 1% of HP, you see a team fail on the boss. Anything could happen. I cannot wait for this one.
Yeah, so there's a few things to know about the Libra boss fight that is up ahead. One that very few teams have cleared. There's one last decision for them to make, though, as they enter this arena. Classic cinematic of the Soul series, this time with 3 entering to fight the Night Lord.
Awesome.
I love this arena, stepping in across the barren desert. And the 3 adventurers here, they face a choice. Deal or no deal with the Night Lord. Get to decide, do they want to take a buff? Then it's going to come at a cost. Trade-offs to be made here in the final moments.
Yeah, so this boss basically offers you a little bit of a deal. Sometimes it debuffs you. Sometimes it picks the choice that you're going to pick. You can cheat death. Maybe the boss can cheat death. At the same time, you want intellect, might cost you strength, might cost you movement speed. You want 3 levels. Every time you drink a flask, you lose a level. So there's so many different things you're approaching here with. They make the deal with Libra. He understands, and we lock it in. Libra, the creature of night.
Iron Eye getting buffed up, getting ready for the fight. Wants to put as much damage as possible. That Black Blade strike so powerful there, opening up on the boss, already dealing about 1,000 damage. Very efficient pressure coming in, everyone keeping the HP high. This is a solid start, but Libra fights back.
Half your HP gone on 1 hit. Libra loves losing this or using the spear, has a teleport ability, and just throws madness everywhere in the form of sigils that start to the ground.
Oh, it's a madness
down
buff.
already. Unfortunately, Lars succumbs to the madness. Iron Eye, so good at actually using that bow to get down people back up. She's actually taking the aggro from Libra single-handedly. Again, you can see one little mistake, the person just goes down.
Yeah, it's a fight that is very difficult, but they got the poison on Libra. They're continuing to pump that damage.
Very good.
The DPS looks solid, which is really the key to this fight. No one can last forever. Now, Sigil spawn. Ranger is a critical element here. Iron Eye has got to break these sigils, lest the boss be enraged, buff, casting even more.
Sigils down, but the boss gets mad and had a plan, so instead of getting buffed, he gets angry. Speed of these abilities get faster. They're a bit more telegraphed, but they still end up coming at your face at the speed of light. He gets a damage buff as well, so you have to dodge every single hit. Again and again.
Out.
Way far away, so good from the team.
Nice kiting from them. Libra taking from the poison. Damage coming in. Mark as well. Nice dodge by Iron Eye. Pumping in that damage from range.
Oh, dear
Now
God.
the strike from the sky. Everyone backed off. Read that ability just perfect here. Now Libra. A moment of respite. Opportunity to strike back. Looking for a stagger here. The boss beginning that spell casting phase. You're going to dodge these runes on the ground. One of those could easily knock out your entire health bar.
Gotta be careful of close and personal. Big strike coming down. Able to dodge and get behind him. Big Arm comes into half HP on Libra. Down again. Up to the team to get him back up, but the sigils are up as well. Do you focus on the sigils? Do you go for the res? No sigils, actually, yeah, they do get broken, staggered again. Somehow they get the res and break the sigils. This team's insane. Let's hear it for them.
Yeah!
The run is looking good. Iron Eye got a lot of poise damage with that ultimate.
No stealth.
Yeah, the invis from the Duchess paying dividends. They're able to survive some of this enraged state on the attacking phase. People's champion Tim has got to evade these attacks, has the aggro of the boss. Now, right over to Larkson. They got to back off from this madness rain.
All those runes that get dropped down as well kind of cure a little bit of your madness. A little bit of a mini stagger coming there up as well. No kit available. Hit down more. Down to about 30% HP. These guys
take a long time. Looks like
for the sigils first.
Yeah, trying to clear the sigils as quickly as possible. Prioritizing not letting the boss get to that crazy spellcasting phase.
It's a frame. How do you do it? Okay. Now Libra's buffed. Spells are faster. Poise is harder to break. And his moveset is absolutely crazy. It can layer its spells. The spells pop faster. The madness moves in a 360-degree circle. And it's so hard to dodge. This could be the run here.
Tim getting Arca back into the fight. Now putting the pressure onto Libra, even with the enraged spellcasting. They've got to stay alive at this phase. Going down here would be costly. Still a few heals left across the board. They have options. They got time. But the madness hits come thick and fast at this point in the game. You got to be constantly on your feet.
It's huge, following him through the whole way. Down. 20% HP. We're so close. The closest the has ever been past success.
Let's see Iron Eye trying to make the difference, trying to get the res. This madness rain is devastating.
Gotta get the runes on the ground. Have to go for the runes. Stay alive during this madness. Really have to just path well, and no one really goes down. Maybe just one casualty here, but that's one of the first times a group has survived the madness pool.
Let's see if they can survive this spellcasting phase. Enrage is over. They need to keep the damage on. Gotta make a decision. Do you want to res your ally? Do you want to keep upping the damage? Trying to use the bow to do both at once. Great value there. Leaving with the Iron Knight ultimate.
Come on.
Phase comes up once again. Under pressure now. What will the team do next?
Trying to break these sigils. The whole team. So many more sigils every time he gets to this stage. Iron Eye has to be accurate. A few misses here and there could actually be the difference.
No!
Buffed again. The scariest form of Libra.
You're getting the damage on him, trying to evade these attacks. Packs this fight, rests on the edge of the knife.
Oh, I am so stressed. No!
And no ultimate available. 3 flasks. It's all about surviving now. Maybe letting Libra get to the next sigil phase. Going for the res. Maybe soloing the boss yourself. It's all over Team Bandai here. Dodging left and right.
Let's see if they can do this. It's a really difficult phase in the fight. Resing might be impossible, but Libra is low. Maybe he can finish this off on his lonesome. Still has a few heals left. Still has some resources. One-on-one Souls engagement. Can they get it over the line?
Snap hit, dodge, madness, around. Hit the second time. Again, to the left and right.
Yeah!
But absolutely insane. Tanner just walked in, has to go for the runes on the ground. Can't go mad.
Yeah!
Chasing every single one of them. And he survives.
Yeah!
Give him your energy. He's got to keep pumping damage. Surviving is not enough. Needs to be able to bring it.
The mark! It's insane!
The poison as well, taking away at the boss's health bar, putting time on his side potentially. Only 2 heals left, 1 health bar remaining. Teleport comes in, instant connection though from Libra.
And the sigils are up again. Maybe focus on getting maybe 1 person up to be able to do that damage. Ultimate also. The ultimate gets charged as you actually hit your teammates too, so this could be the way.
Yeah!
Gotta be careful. Libra is not done. Fully buffed up by every single sigil. I don't think I've seen Libra this powerful before. Almost max golden. He looks like a statue in the era of minus. Big old coming in.
Yeah!
And gets the rest. It's him.
Yeah!
He's up close and personal.
Yeah! Yeah! Yes! 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 Yes!
And that's just one game of Night Rain.